Hey, John here. Here's Lick of the Day number 83. This is a melodic minor picking run. And as usual, you can find a link to the tab in the description below or by clicking right here on the screen. I'm going to play it once slowly and then break it down. We start here on the 7th fret of the A string. Alright, so this one is based on the E melodic minor scale, and melodic minor is just like a natural minor scale but with a natural 6th and a natural 7th. So instead of getting, you get, and it's very common in classical music but also within fusion improvisation, even though this would be more into the sort of neoclassical style than fusion improvisation for this particular run. But it's a fairly common scale and it sounds cool. So with that said, we start here and it's going to be based on 16th notes, so 4 notes per beat. So the first group of 16th notes would be that. So we have 7, 6, 7, 9. Then we're just going to ascend the scale in this position. So we're going to have 5, 7, 9, 6, 8, 9, 7, 8, 10, and finally we have 7, 9, 11. And then that's going to lead us up to the 12th fret. So I'm actually shifting here with the same finger. So it's a good idea to keep track of where the beats are though. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And from here, we're gonna go straight into our trusty old ascending groups of 4 Yngwie type sequence. So we have the notes here, 9, 11, 12. If we number them from left to right, 1, 2, 3, we're gonna get 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's this 4 note sequence, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you shift it up to the next set of 3 notes, 11, 12, 14. Shift it up to the next, 12, 14, 15. Shift it up once more to 14, 15, 17. And then finally, we're gonna go down with this descending groups of 4 arpeggio sequence. So it's gonna be an E minor arpeggio, so the 1 chord, the key. And what's happening here is that I'm starting on each chord tone. So I'm starting on the 5th, going down 4 notes. Starting on the 3rd, flat 3, going down 4 notes. Starting on the root. Then repeat that, so you have the 5th. And flat 3. And then I'm just ending on the root. And the way that I pick this is down, pull off, up, up. Down, pull off, up, up, 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 down. Yeah, the way that I picked the previous thing here is just alternate picking, starting with a downstroke. And that works really well in terms of the rhythm as well. And actually all of these beats will basically start with a downstroke, the way that I've set up the picking. So you have down, 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 down. And that makes it easier to get the accents right. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If you find that you somehow end up with an upstroke somewhere, you probably did some economy picking without even knowing it. And economy picking is great, but it's not great if you do it unconsciously. So keep an eye out for the downstrokes. All right, so practice-wise here, I see this basically as 3 different sections. So you have this ascending scale. So would do well to work that one out. And again, focus on the downbeats here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. and will be way easier to keep track of where you are in the scale. And then the sequence, you basically loop that if you go between two positions. So say you do between this one and this one, you just go and try to eliminate that sliding sound as much as possible. And then you do that between the next two, so you go next two, and so on. So this one, for example, you could take, use a timer, put a timer on for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you want, and then you sit there and do this very consciously and cleanly. Then you do the same for this one, and so on. And before you know it, you've spent half an hour working on this single string stuff, which will really help your synchronization. And same thing with arpeggios. I would work out which of these gives you the most trouble and work on that one specifically. So let's say this one is tricky, and this one is quite tricky because you need to do the rolling, so you don't get that. And especially here, because there's such a strong natural harmonics over here, so it can be very easy to inadvertently get a harmonic, and that will sound like the same note basically. So we'll take that and then work it up and down the fretboard, and do that with any shape that you feel like it's not really working for you. Once you feel pretty confident with each of these individual shapes, I would take them and put them in pairs like we did with the previous pick and run. So that thing, but you do it in arpeggios instead. Whoops. And then go through the entire thing like that, because if you can do that, technically you should be able to play the entire thing, because you can go from any point of the lick to the very next one. So that's a good approach in general for learning stuff. So just go through the whole thing. Don't spend time on the stuff that you're already comfortable with, because the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to be more comfortable, which is great, but then the uncomfortable bits will not get better, and that's really where most of your improvement lies. So make sure that you don't spend time on stuff that you're already comfortable with. Right, that's it for this one. If you have any questions, just post them below. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.